5 minutes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Mr. Johnson, for appearing. So just so that I'm fully clear, there's been no progress made, no law firm, no accounting firm, nothing has happened with respect to undertaking a review.
I can't speak to that because I haven't been involved.
Okay. On March 1st, a check was written to return the donation. That was a day following the report in the Globe and Mail. Who was that check made out to?
I don't recall. I don't know. I wasn't involved in with that check. That would have been a function of management.
You have no idea who the check was made out to? Yes.
I'm told it was the donor, and I have no reason to question that.
Well, Mr. Johnson, through you, Mr. Chair, you said on April 12, 2023 in the National Post that the $140,000 had, quote, been refunded to the same person who was on the check and the same person who issued receipts from the Canada Revenue Agency for the donation, end of quote. So those are your words. So surely you must be able to state who that person or entity is.
I wasn't interviewed by the, I didn't talk to the National Post. I don't know where that comes from.
Well, that is what the National Post attributed to you on April 12, 2023. And further to that, Ms. Fournier stated in her testimony that you were involved in crafting the March 1st, 2023 statement from her indicating that the foundation had refunded the money to the donor. Were you involved in crafting that statement?
Yes, I was.
And you're telling me that you otherwise have no idea, even though you apparently said that the funds were returned to the donor.
Correct, because I had assurances from Dr. Fournier that that was the case.
Ms. Fournier, or Dr. Fournier, indicated that upon the check being sent, that it came back to the foundation, and as of March of 23rd, it had come back for a final time before a decision was made not to sit on it and to essentially freeze those funds. So has that check since been returned? Has it been cashed?
The funds have been returned to the donor.
The funds have been returned to the donor?
Yes.
And who is the donor?
I can't tell you. I can't tell you the name. That's the.
Mr. Johnson, you're the chair
right.
of the Trudeau Foundation, aren't you?
I am.
And how is it possible that you can't confirm who is the recipient of $140,000 from your foundation? How is that possible?
I wasn't involved in the repayment.
But you just...
I was not involved in the repayment.
Sir, you stated just a few seconds ago that it has been returned to the donor.
Correct.
So who is it?
I can't tell you.
You can't tell me.
No, I was, as I say, I was not involved.
$140,000, and you haven't, and it's been now a month and a half, 2 months, and you haven't bothered to inquire where $140,000 in the middle of a national scandal went?
I was satisfied that it had gone to the donor.
How could you be possibly satisfied that it went to the donor? How? You just, who did you talk to?
Talked to our council and to people in the foundation involved in repaying the donation to the donor.
And is that donor in Canada? Is that donor in Beijing? Is it the China Cultural Industry Association? Is it the Millennium Golden Eagle International Canada Inc.? You used some very specific language in your opening statement in which you referred to a donation coming from a Chinese-Canadian entity.
Right.
What are you referring to there?
I'm basing that on the testimony of Mr. Rosenberg and on the information that's come to me through our council and through my colleagues on the board.
Thank you, Mr.